This year, for the first time ever, Curaçao's Carnival goes global, broadcasting in different languages. It's going to be epic. CCGG 2016.
Welcome to CCGG 2016. My name is Isa Henriquez and I feel privileged to be your host this year for all English speakers around the world. Feel free to join us at www.ccgg2016.com. Come and enjoy the Carnival in Curacao.
Olá, gente! Eu sou Gertrudes Franca. Eu vou narrar o Carnaval do Curaçao em português para vocês. Liga o website do CCGG2016.com para ver o Carnaval do Curaçao em vivo. Vai gostar mesmo disso!
Je suis Philomena Kratz et de la part de CCGG2016.com, je vous invite à suivre notre présentation de Carnaval 2016 sur Internet. J'espère que tous ceux qui parlent français veulent bien nous suivre sur ccgg2016.com. À bientôt.
Herzlich willkommen beim CCGG-Projekt Montbeni aus Curacao. Ich darf Sie ganz herzlich dazu einladen, dieses Jahr zum ersten Mal in deutscher Sprache den Carnival von Curacao zu verfolgen. Und zwar können Sie das jederzeit auf unserer Website machen, lautet ccgg2016.com.
Ciao a tutti, sono Paola Rossi e faccio parte del progetto CCGG, ovvero il Carnevale di Curaçao diventa globale, e mi occuperò della parte in italiano. Vi invito a visitare il sito www.ccgg2016.com per vivere con noi in streaming l'esperienza del fantastico e colorato Carnevale di Curaçao.
Hallo, ik ben Jeroen Jansen en ik zal het Nederlands commentaar verzorgen tijdens het Carnaval op Curaçao in 2016. Ik nodig u uit om mij te gaan volgen en het carnaval op de website www.ccgg2016.com.
Bom-vindo a CCGG2016. A mim é Muriel Meyer e me tem grato prazer e honor de narrar corsoso carnaval pavoso na nos dois idiomas papiamento. Sintonizamos e vagnos através de www.ccgg2016.com.
Hola, bienvenidos a CCGG 2016. Mi nombre es Catherine López y estaré narrándoles el grandioso Carnaval de Curazao en español. Los invito a todos a conectarse a la página web www.ccgg2016.com. Los espero.
Guten Abend, mein Name ist Gerd Beutke. Ich heiße Sie willkommen bei CCGG 2016 Curaçao. Ich lade Sie ein in Curaçao für einen schönen Abend, für einen Abend mit Farben, für einen Abend, den Sie nicht vergessen werden. Ein Karneval, der anders ist wie in Deutschland. Ein Karneval, der anders ist wie Rio. Ein Karneval, der gestaltet wird von Familien und Freunden und alles, was dazugehört. Ein Karneval, wo jeder mitmacht. Ein Karneval, wo jeder seinen Beitrag hat, damit das Ding gelingt.
Aplicar agora grátis. Riba nieuwpas.mio.com para todo tipo de compra online com 12 adresas na Miami. Dinante tax free. Com seguro grátis. Riba paquete com valor de $200. E track and trace por produto. E receber até caminho botar. Vamos pra bunda, pra outra banda. Come comigo y que suave Orlando. Isla bonita, tu Cinde con Soriza. Curacao,
Bienvenido. Welcome. Bombini.
Download voor app die Digicel. AWMS. Papoketa na altura di turcosi Digicel. 24/7, tu ora di dia. Aqui botou Aranzo. Download e registra. AWMS. Bosata Kiko. Usa die app tá grátis. Ativa botar na plan. Pugis um play. Jack com saldo. Vida de crédito. Top up card. Tá extraordinário. Digicel.
Establish your business in the free economic zone of Curacao, a prime location for successful commerce in and out of the Caribbean. Cinde is a recognized facilitator of international production and trade of high-value goods. Enjoy doing your business in a place that offers superb technology, skilled workforce, world-class banking, reliable legal system, convenient connections, trade flows with the U.S. and Europe, proximity to South America and the Caribbean, and a good quality of life. Curacao, the Caribbean gateway to the world. Establish your business in the free zone of Curacao.
Naval! Vaya! É grito tradicional de Carnaval!
English speakers around the world, welcome, welcome. This is the live streaming event from CCGG 2016, and you're watching images from downtown Willemstad at the farewell parade of Carnival. And these are the images of the beginning of the parade here at the Dome in Curacao, with the carriage that is always particularly used for the people that we want to pay homage to, that have been very important for Carnival in general in history. And this is the ambience you can see here at the Dome in Curacao, with our sponsors Digicel, the MCB Bank, a very important bank here on the island with 100 years of operation here on the island. And this is our first group here of the farewell parade. The farewell parade has a tradition of using a lot of light to kind of enhance all the different costumes and the floats in the parade. So tonight you won't only be treated with a colorful fest of costumes, but also a lot of lights and a lot of sparkly information, sparkly costumes, sparkly people going around and just having fun with it. And here we see the Curacao Carnival Queen on her special float to open the carnival.
Es aquí, la nos flamante reina, tiene un fuerte floyd. La que saque está pasando, Paulino CCGG2016. Aquí tiene ambiente.
Traditionally, the Curacao Carnival always has a pageant for the Carnival Queen. In the past, it would be from the different groups, but nowadays you can also register and become part of the Carnival fever. Presenting yourself, you need to know a lot about the Carnival history, you need to be able to communicate well, and of course, look good in costumes here in the Carnival. And as you can see, the Carnival Queen is passing our dome, and you can get a feel of what it is that is going on here with our music and the people around. You can see the details of the colors, the glittery costume, as well as all the different vibrant colors that are used for the float of this queen. And here you can see something that's very typical of our carnival, that each group and everyone that is participating in carnival is always accompanied by their own bar. You can see people serving drinks for the members and participants in the parade, as well as here a specific float only for the DJs or for the bands that are essential in our carnival. Music in our carnival is very, very important. And here we have this special float with another queen for the next group that is coming in. Look at the details of those colors, of those costumes. A lot of green and feathers, glittery. And don't forget, because tonight is the farewell parade, you will see that the carnival participants will be even more active and more energetic than normal, because they know, like everything else in life, at some point good things come to an end. And same goes with carnival. Our carnival is very linked to the Catholic religion, so we observe Carnival up to the Ash Wednesday when Lent starts, and this year the period was very, very short, so people are really going all out today. And this is our first group, Atanang Jingeli Dujeni, and their costume is Mensaje de Rey, which means the king's messenger, and their fantasy is expressing the fact that during centuries past there was no advanced technology in communication. People had various ways in which they could pass on information, such as using smoke, doves, and different other instruments. And at certain times, kings would use messengers that had to give information to people. And these messengers had to be, of course, very trusted individuals, because the king would give them some message, and they had to make sure the message would be passed on the way the king intended. Of course, the messages would be sealed with a special seal to make absolutely sure that when they got to their destination, they would be received well. And so the group has basically chosen the colors blue for faithfulness, stability, and faith, And they've chosen red for the energy, determination, and also love for our island and our cultural celebration. And here we also see that the next group, the Blue Diamond, Grupo Janguilé, and Grupo Janguilé stands for the color blue. They were inspired by the color blue as well as the shape of the diamond. The color blue because in our culture where we are very superstitious, the color blue is the color of protection. It's the color where everything that you want some protection for when babies are born, anything that you do, you try to feel protected one way or the other. And you do so by using a soapy substance we call blouse. For example, when the kids are born, when the babies are born, we put that on their forehead to ward off the evil eye. Also, when you buy a new car, you use something blue to use protection on the car. And the same goes when you have to go somewhere and simply you don't expect to be very well received, you don't expect to be welcomed, you wear something blue to ward off the negative energy. And so this group is about that, about the blue, about showing us that blue symbolizes that faith and that confidence that you can go and will be protected. And of course they chose the symbol of the diamond because, let's face it, diamond is a girl's best friend, and the diamond simply never goes out of style. Diamonds are firm, resistant, strength. And so they represent the well wishes this group has for our island. And enjoy the ambience here in the dome. I told you, it's the last day of Carnival. People are going all out. The party is on here at the dome. This is how we do it here in Curacao. Enjoy! And that's the magic of the farewell parade. A lot of light and really people going crazy because they know after this it's gonna take a full year for them to be back on the streets parading their costumes and celebrating Carnival. Look at the details of this costume. You can see the diamond shapes, the different shades of blue, and also all the rhinestones, all of them in expressing one way or the other the firmness, the strength, the confidence, and the protection, not only of the diamond but the color blue. And this is what we're telling you. We are partying. And Curacao Goes Global, this initiative, would not have been possible without a lot of sponsors here on the island. All the companies and organizations that are really trying to promote Curacao and put it on the international map. One such company is Cinde, one of our government-owned companies that is basically the managing company and marketing company for all economic activity on the island. Amongst others, Cinde is the developer of the harbor free zone, the airport free zone, and the industrial park in Viva. And Cinde is very proud to be a sponsor and really helping through this initiative to put Curacao on the international map and hopefully attracting investors to come to this beautiful island and be part of the economic fabric of the island. Romani, and this group is Grupo Cel. Grupo Cel is actually a family-owned group that kind of got out of hand. It started because the family was big, but as you can see, it grew with a lot of friends and other people who wanted to join the group. And their fantasy this year is the magic of fireworks. And that's really what they're showing us. All the colors, anything that is the fireworks at their best. Grupo Cel is also accompanied by a band that's called Rhythm that is very popular here on the island. It's really the band of the big party animals here on the island, and always fun, always into everything with positive vibes. And as you can see here, people are having fun, just chilling it out. Grupo Cel has been participating for over 9 years now in our carnival, in our parades. And a fun fact, the group got its name because the owner of the group, or actually the leader of the group, really is a person who likes everything to be very relaxed and chill. And basically they were on the front porch at home, thinking about forming a carnival group and what to name it. And then, yeah, what do you know? They just went with the owner's temperament. Chill, relax. And that's how the group got its name. Grupo Cel. The magic of fireworks. That's their fantasy this year. Having fun, looking good, and bidding farewell to this year's carnival season. Here you can catch a little bit of the ambience here at the Dome in Willemstad, Curacao.
Yesterday que nos va a recibir the Jumping Jewels. Nakita the flag camera ka na ni MC Viva Jumping Jewels.
It is important when you're watching the parade to really look at the details of all the costumes. Curaçao's Carnival parade has developed over the years. Basically, we started since 1961. At that time, we had steel bands, and in a way, Carnival was something about going to clubs, and it was really indoors. And through the years, it became something outdoors on the streets with steel bands. And then in 1971, we adopted the tumba. And the tumba is a very specific rhythm for Carnival that has been celebrated and we've been jumping on since 1971. Throughout the years, we can see that the costumes have become very elaborate with a lot of detail. And so this evening I will be explaining to you a lot of what the costumes represent, but I really recommend for you to look at the details. Look at what every color, every stitching, every finishing means in the costume. And this is Grupo, the Jumping Jewels, the Jumping Jewels group. And this year, their fantasy is tambour, the drum. Of course, in our Afro-Caribbean culture, the drum is really a very, very important instrument in all the rhythms we have here on the island, whether these are imported rhythms like the salsa, the bachata, and any other rhythms, but definitely in Carnival, and also at the end of the year with the tambour. It's a specific rhythm as well. So Jumping Jewels decided to pay homage to the tambour, our drum, and they're doing such that in such a very colorful way. Here you can see what they are expressing. You can see the dolls that represent part of our Afro-Caribbean culture, and all the colors with the drums, very feathery and very, very colorful. And this is how we do it. We dance, we live, we celebrate life here at the CCGG 2016 Dome in Curacao. And here you see another drummer on the back of this participant. Another doll that represents a drummer who played the drum and who also danced to the rhythms of the drums. Drums historically have been, of course, very important because drums were the way the slaves would communicate from plantation to plantation, and also at the end of the year the way they would really what we call sing to the owners. And that wasn't singing really to pay homage or to pay tribute to the owners, but mostly in a way to protest the conditions that the slaves would have to live in on the plantations. And of course the drums are still a very important part of any music and music genre we have here on the island. You can see the details with a lot of feathers, but also purple, yellow, red, and green, symbolizing an important instrument, an instrument that brings us a lot of joy, and it accompanies us in many, many moments of our lives here on the island. And the next group we're going to welcome here is the Fun of It. And the Fun of It this year has a fantasy of the harp, the music instrument mostly used in the old days by now here in our region, but definitely a beautiful instrument to pay tribute to. And their fantasy is simply to bring us the harp in different colors, mostly gold, black, and silver, highlighting the importance and just the fun of having a harp as a musical instrument. And this is it. This is how the farewell parade goes. There's no sunlight, no heat, and just all this vibe, all this party vibe, because we know it's the farewell parade. We know we have to say goodbye to Carnival. And we're going all out. And here you can see beautiful musical notes, feathery creations to express the contribution of the harp in any musical piece. This group actually started as a group in our youth parade and has kind of graduated into the adult parade. And they have been participated for about 9 years now. And make no mistake, Carnival groups take Carnival very, very seriously. This group started preparing in August last year, and their idea is that nothing should stop us from having fun and celebrating life. Not race, not religion, not size, not gender. We just need to celebrate and really be together. And that's really what you're seeing here downtown Willemstad. Everybody is on the street, everybody is having fun, those in the parade, those watching the parade, and hopefully you at home as well, enjoying what we have to offer here in Curacao. You can see the detail of these costumes with a lot of sequins in gold, black, and white. This is a so-called road piece that represents the harp and all the musical notes. And as you can see, there's always a person or multiple people pushing and carrying the road piece through the streets. So you can see for yourself, with Carnival you dance or you dance. There's no such thing as standing still and looking around. This is about having fun and just really going all out, because tomorrow is Lent and we go into reflection mode. So today is party. This is another beautiful road piece, giving us two different colors of harps, the gold and black, and also the silver and white, really in contrast, showing us all the musical notes and remembering us that this fantasy of the harp is about music, about something very essential in our parade. Without music, we don't move. Without music, we don't live. Music is something from the soul. And you should know that here in Curacao, for the Carnival parades, we hold a festival every year. By now it's taking about, I think, 4 evenings or 5, where sometimes over 90 participants vie for the crown of the King of Tumba, which is a specific rhythm that is reserved for Carnival and the Carnival road march song. And this year the song is a very beautiful one, really conveying a message of being together, of doing things together and moving forward together. And speaking of music, the next group, the group of Vibe, with their fantasy of Gladiators going royal, is accompanied by the Happy Peanuts. The Happy Peanuts is definitely a party band here on the island, the Crazy Happy Peanuts. And they are accompanying the Gladiators who go royal. The Gladiators are wearing a very colorful costume where they use a lot of orange and royal blue accentuated with gold. And as you see them coming by, please pay attention, because all the gladiators are either wearing a sword or a shield, but also somewhere on their body they have a kind of a wound depicted, some sort of battle scar or even open wound to show that they are gladiators. And here you see them having fun and showing us the beauty of their costume. A lot of details with sequins and embroidered material, all in orange and royal blue. Very beautiful combination. And like you see here with the whole group, it makes an interesting effect with all the feathers, very colorful and lively here at the Dome in Curacao. If you were wondering where Curacao is just off the northern coast of Venezuela in the southern Caribbean. We're a tiny island with 155,000 people living here. So basically a lot of the people who are in the parade know each other one way or the other. They're colleagues, neighbors, family, and a lot of the people watching in the streets also know each other. So it's always kind of a meet and greet and having fun. You see here, this is a couple who together, they are in the parade. And this is what Carnival is about, coming together, getting into costumes, preparing everything, and then offering to all your friends, neighbors, and the general public, the tourists who are coming to our island, and you on our broadcast, this fantastic show of color, of energy, and of positive vibes, all from Willemstad, Curacao. And here we have another float with the queens, the various queens of the carnival and of this particular group. And these are the queens of Grupo Vibe, of the Vibe group. You can see their queen and the first and second finalists to the group. And of course, the carriage of the ultimate gladiator on the float. And that gladiator is not just a gladiator, he's one of the very famous designers here on the island as far as carnival costumes are concerned. Every year he's a serious contender with his creations and does a really great job on expressing the different themes that the carnival groups choose to express and really offer to the public. As you may have noticed, a lot of the costumes are not only a costume as in terms of a dress or something that the participants are wearing, but most of them have headpieces and as well as handpieces. Something very, very particular or very characteristic of our carnival. That the costumes have become very elaborate and have many different really elements that together express the theme and together make or really send the message of what the theme is trying to present to us. And this is the group Liber Pagosa, which means free to enjoy, free to party. And as you can see here, their theme this year is Roll the Dice. And that's what they're expressing. You can see the dice on their head pieces, on their hand pieces. A very colorful costume with white and black squares in the hats, and also on the finishings of the different flaps on their shoulders, with the green, orange, and fuchsia suits for the gentlemen, with the vests, a lot of sequins, and again feathers to kind of give it a finishing touch. Watch even the shoes. The shoes even have their decoration. Everything has a finishing touch to express this theme, Roll the Dice. And this is an impression of the group Liber Pagosa with their costume Life is a Gamble or Roll the Dice here at the Curacao Carnival Goes Global Dome in Willemstad, Curacao. And CCGG 2016 is being brought to you, amongst others, by the Curacao Tourist Bureau, our national organization promoting tourism, who definitely wanted to join this initiative of making our carnival a global experience. We also have the Bureau of Telecommunication and Post, which is a multi-sectoral regulator here on the island that regulates the areas of telecommunications, postal services basically, energy, and also airport fees on the island. And the Bureau of Telecommunication and Post also was very happy to join this initiative and to help put Curacao on the international map. And what better way to do that with such a beautiful celebration of life, of color, and of what we stand for here on the island. Simply living. This group, by the way, has been participating in our parade for 19 years now. Next year they will be celebrating their 20th anniversary in the Carnival parade, so we might expect even bigger things of them next year. They've had many different costumes over the years. You can see this one is already very nice and striking, and in the past they've had costumes like the seahorse, the bingo, the surprise box, and even went ventured into the great movie and theater. So it's a group that has a lot of creativity and many years of experience participating in our parade and offering us beautiful visuals of their costumes. And you're looking at MOC and Pariba neighborhoods. Now Pariba is the name we give the eastern part of the island. And since most of Carnival activities happen on the western side of the island, or western side of town, the neighborhoods in Pariba are trying to get the neighborhoods over there or the area involved in the Carnival activities. So this is more like a combination group. You see some of the groups, or at least participants of the teener parade, the teenagers parade we had last Friday, as well as some other groups that have combined and joined forces to participate in this parade. So you will see mixed costumes with different fantasies and lots of energy, like you can see here. What the group wants to express is the nostalgia, the dushi tempo, the good old times, when also Carnival was part of, or at least passed through part of the eastern part of the island. So trying to bring that back, trying to remind people that Carnival should be all over the island, they decided to join the parade this year and show us all the colors and all the energy. And you can see all the finishings here with different colors, a lot of blue, red, yellow, and all the different forms of balls and balloons that are being celebrated by this particular group. This group participated in the teener parade, and also, even though they used the balls to express their message, it was actually a deeper message about karma, about bouncing back and forth in life, and understanding that what goes around comes around, and that you need to do good to expect good in life. And here we can see their queens of the different combination of groups, all their beauty queens on this special float, worthy of course of all this beauty and fun. This really is a beautiful expression of how we can join forces. Different groups have come together to make one big group to give us a show here in the Curacao Farewell Parade. And that's also part of what one of our important sponsors stands for. That's Corpodeco, our development institution here on the island that is always looking for ways to support businesses, starting businesses, existing businesses, especially those that want to promote export from the island, but also startups and usually businesses that might not necessarily be eligible for financing elsewhere, but have good and innovative projects. And so Corpodeco is also one of our sponsors here at the Curacao Carnival Goes Global Dome. And basically their reason to join us was to say that they also want to put Curacao on the map and invite people to come over, invite investors to become a part of the fabric here of our economy.
Euphoria, the secret garden.
And the next group, Euphoria, is really part of a joint effort with this called Group 9A, and you will see 9B in a while. Euphoria is kind of the prelude to number 9, and Euphoria's theme this year is the Secret Garden, which they are expressing with a lot of feathers and colors. It's a relatively small group with 25 members, and they've been participating in our parade for 2 years now. And all these preparations you see here, actually the results of all these costumes and what they're offering us here, it started in May last year. So a good 3/4 of a year of preparation to give us a very colorful and beautiful show. And here you can also see the lights that have been attached to the different costumes for this farewell parade here at night. And the energy here in Willemstad, Curacao, saying goodbye to the carnival period. And one more parade. Another one of our important sponsors is Jewers Whiskey, represented here on the island by Licores Maduro, a well-known and very reputable import of liquor and distributor of liquor here on the island. Same goes for Distri Beer with Amstel Bride. Amstel Bride that was born here in Curacao, and this year presented the Amstel Bride can, special beer for Curacao, and our sponsor, Distri Beer. And this is Grupo Wepa. Grupo Wepa is one of the groups that really is for the party animals on the island. It's a group pretty big, 250 members, and this year their theme really is what a great party. And Wepa is basically always making sure that their members are dressed in easy costumes that allow them to jump and just go all out with the party and enjoy the view. This is typically Wepa, going for the party, going for the energy, and just going all out. Wepa's been participating for 5 years in our parades, and every time again, they make an impression with the energy and really the fun within the group. You can see here, very colorful, a lot of fun. And by the way, this evening, they're joined by 20 participants from Aruba. So all the feathery costumes you're seeing here, that you're seeing going by, are from participants from Aruba. This is also from Aruba. 20 participants who've come to join our carnival here this evening from our neighboring island, Aruba. So Curaçao's carnival goes global in many ways.
Ambiente di Viva! Bonjour!
What a great party, and that is exactly what Vipa's giving us. These are the participants from Aruba, where we have a different carnival, different types of costumes, who have joined the Vipa group this year. Vipa group presenting the What a Great Party team. And as you can see here, the costumes are built to jump. The costumes are built to just have fun and go all out. And if you were wondering, the full route of Carnival is about 6.5 kilometers. Here they are just at the very beginning, maybe 1 or 2 kilometers down the road. So they still have quite a stretch going to the end. You can admire the beauty of the costumes here with a lot of sequins and feathers, beautiful colors. And here you can also see the fun of being together and jumping together and really having a big party in the streets of Curacao. It's about ambience, it's about positive vibe, enjoying and celebrating. And most definitely in this farewell parade, where we know it's the last parade this year until next year. Without the sun and knowing that Carnival is coming to an end, people make sure to have a lot of fun and put a lot of energy into the parade. And that's what you're seeing here. And none of this would have been possible without one of our branding partners, Digicel, which is proud to be part of this international initiative and is one of our telecommunications providers here on the island. And Digicel has been with our island for quite some time now and really wanted to be part of this initiative of making Carnival go global. Digicel, of course, is represented on different islands here in the Caribbean. And so it's a nice collaboration to go global with Digicel as one of our partners. One of our other important partners here is also the Maduro and Curiel's Bank, MCB. You probably have been seeing the flaps there with the number 100 mentioned on it, or you can see the image there. And that's because the bank this year is celebrating 100th anniversary here on the island. The bank is part family owned and part owned by the Nova Scotia Bank of Canada. And really is the biggest bank, not only here, but also on our sister islands in the Dutch Caribbean. A very solid and important partner in business in Curacao. And this is Carnival. Carnival, where music is an important part of the whole spectacle. Without music, really, you wouldn't feel and hear the sounds of Carnival. Enjoy! Throughout the years, brass bands have become a very important part of our parade, bringing us the vibe of the drum. And it is really a custom already that they give a show, and they are part of the front of many groups that come in the parade. And as you could hear just now, there's no way you can sit still when you hear a brass band coming. It's amazing what the brass bands add to our parade. And this next group, Grupo Isla, is the group of our refinery here on the island. Our refinery also almost 100 years on the island, and the last 30 years under operation of PDVSA, Petróleos de Venezuela. And Grupo Isla really goes all out every year to bring us a spectacle of color and quality themes in our parade. And this year is no exception. This year the theme is the Oriental Delight. The group has been inspired by touring the Asian countries and looking at different costumes and different really traditions in the Asian countries, and they were specifically inspired by the Elephant Festival that really is celebrated during the first quarter of the year in the city of Jaipur. And since this is a tradition that is celebrated every year in March and has become a tourist attraction and very important tradition and festival in Asian countries, and definitely in the city of Jaipur, the Isla group has decided to kind of adapt this for this carnival season here in Curacao. And take a look at the really detailed expression of this costume, where we can see the elephants that are fully decorated with different colors, but also as the group approaches, look at their costume. Everything has been thought of and everything has a specific meaning. We have the silk gowns with purple tops for the women combined with orange skirts, and really all made and embroidered in India. The gown here is finished with rhinestones on the top, and the skirt is padded on the inside with a purple cotton fabric. The costume also has a turquoise silk scarf accentuated with green and purple trimming and finished with a gold trimming and purple accessories on the brims. And by the way, if you're wondering how those skirts look the way they are, there are PVC pipes that have been placed in the brim of the skirts to keep the skirts spread and also at knee length, that allows people to move easily with the costume on. And maybe if you get a chance to look at the feet, you will see that even the shoes of the ladies have been covered with turquoise silk fabric, finished with a gold trimming and rhinestones. So there's a lot of detail in this particular costume. And the same goes for the men's costume. That is a pair of purple silk pants with orange and purple trimming and silver trimming, and a suit that is made of turquoise silk fabric with silver embroidery. And to enhance the whole costume, you have rhinestones that have been attached to the suit. And the men also wear an orange chiffon scarf adorned with purple trimming, accentuated with golden thread and decorated with turquoise rhinestones. And look at those hat pieces. The hat pieces represent kind of like a grass mat on which we have the tents that traditionally were placed on the backs of the elephants to carry the VIPs in the city of Jaipur. And you can see the different tents here represented on the hat pieces of the gentlemen. It's really a fest of purple, turquoise, and make no mistake, these are embroidered, hand-embroidered fabrics. A lot of it is silk with gold finishing and trimmings, and really a very elaborate and beautiful costume made by Grupo Isla. And Grupo Isla is a group with a very long tradition here in Carnival. If you remember that in the beginning I mentioned that Carnival in its current edition, or in its current, let's say, model of Carnival, started in 1971. Grupo Isla has been with us since 1973. And the participants tell us that, it's fun because basically it's the employees of the refinery, usually who are allowed to bring up to 2 guest participants within the group. But it's every year they are in suspense, even though they've been working all year on their costume and whatever it is that their fantasy is and they want to express. It isn't until the end of October that they will know whether or not they will be participating in the parade, since that's when management will approve their budget. And so they've done a really impressive job this year to be part of this parade and give us really a riveting show of the Oriental Delight, the expression of the Elephant Festival of the city of Jaipur. This next group is a very important group in the parade, in the sense that it's always part of the parade, and it's called the Nieuwe Limburgse Cabriten, the New Limburg goats. Of course, we are Dutch territory, we're a part of the Dutch kingdom, and the Dutch also celebrate Carnival, mostly what we call beneath the rivers in Holland, so that's in the southern part of Holland. And the Limburgse Cabriten are part of the Dutch groups that in the past would come from the province of Limburg and live here in Curacao and brought their tradition of Carnival to Curacao. Now the Dutch, or mostly the Limburgse Cabriten, they start Carnival on the 11th of the 11th month, the 11th day of the 11th month, being the 11th of November, on the 11th minute of the 11th hour. And so they always have number 11 as the number in the parade. And the Dutch system of carnival groups also always has a president, mostly kind of a king, which is called the vorst, and its vice president, and this year is no exception. They also have their council of 11, which is part of their group. And the Limburgse Cabriten is always giving us a feel of the Dutch vibe in Carnival. Now this next group joined us this year and is a mixture of some of the Latin American colonies we have here on the island. It is really showing us a tribute to the dancing devils of the Yare region in Venezuela. And it's really expressing part of the Afro-Caribbean influences and culture in the Yare region of Venezuela. And what we see here is the expression of the devils, the dancing devils of Yare. You can see the devil masks in very colorful costumes with a lot of sequins, a lot of color, and it is a mixture of Dominican Republic. These are the colors of the flag of the Dominican Republic, of the Venezuelan community here on the island, and part of their culture of the dancing devils of Yare.
Showtime!
And here's their show. The dancing devils of Yare are really part of the African culture in that region in Venezuela. And we can see here how they are expressing that with a lot of color and beautiful masks, showing us part of what Carnival looks like in the mainland of South America, just here, our really next door neighbor, about 15 minutes for us in flight to get to the closest point of Venezuela. And here we go. The Dancing Devils of Yare, showing us how to shake it. Like I said, showing us how to shake it. The Dancing Devils of Yare, the Yare region in Venezuela. Of course, here on the island we have over 130 nationalities living for centuries really on Curacao, and we have a pretty large community from people of Venezuela and the Dominican Republic that are really part already first, second, and even third generations on the island. And here we welcome the group Estreno di Piquete with their theme Marioneta, puppets. That's also why you see the hand there, the hand that controls the puppet. And Estreno di Piquete is, first of all, a formidable group of 656 members this year. And they are bringing us the puppets, the spectacle of Harlequin in Carnival. And really, Estreno di Piquete is telling us the story of Harlequin in Colombia, from really the characters of the Comedia dell'arte in Italy, where you would have the Harlequin, a very mischievous young man with a lot of acrobatics. And in this case, Harlequin falls madly in love with Colombina and is doing everything in his power to be in Colombina's graces. And so you see the costumes that are extremely elaborate with a lot of colors, sequins, and everything here has a meaning. If you look at it closely, you can see that the women are wearing their gowns and the men their suits. But when they turn, you will see in the back that they also wear basically a depiction of the other gender. So the women, when they turn around, you will see Harlequin as well, the face of a Harlequin on the back. And Estreno di Piquete is not just any group. Estreno di Piquete is a group with a long history here in the island of winning many prizes. And it's really the only group that we know, first of all, that's been for our carnival for over 40 years, but also holds the rotating trophy for the awards for best costume and group in our parade. So it's a group with a long tradition and a rich tradition of really intricate gowns and costumes, always depicting a story, always telling us some beautiful story with their fantasies really that they're presenting to us. And this year is really no exception. The Harlequin, you can see them also as part of the hand pieces and the hat pieces. At the hat piece you see the hand that really controls the puppet. And at the sleeves of the different costumes you will see the puppets that are being controlled by that hand and are telling us a story of the Harlequin. Harlequin madly in love with his Colombina and trying to do everything in his power to be part of this play and hopefully get into the graces of Colombina. And the colors are really beautiful with a lot of detail and a lot really of effort going into this. This is really an incredible costume that Estreno di Piquete is bringing us this year and showing us really a fantasy of the Commedia dell'arte in Italy with the theme of Harlequin and his Colombina. this is a massive group, 656 participants. And really, this is a group that the moment Lent starts, so let's say they get a rest tomorrow, maybe up to the weekend, and next week they will be already preparing for their costumes of next year. It's a very highly organized group, really every year going to the extreme to bring detail, to bring color, and to really bring a beautiful costume for us to delight in our parade. And Estreno de Piquete is also a group that is investing in the future and is not only working with the traditional members they have. You can see here part of this trailer where you can see all the different numbers, the years that they won different prizes and awards for their costumes in the Carnival parade. So it's a group with real tradition, and it has put a stamp really on this on really the Curacao Carnival. You can't think of Curacao Carnival and not know about Estreno de Piquete. And like I said, they also invest in the future. They are also investing in the next generation, and that's what you see coming up next, which is Estreno Más Piquete, which Piquete really means like with more attitude, more cachet. And the next group is the group for Estreno de Más Piquete, which is the younger group. And in a minute you will see what that means. It also means a lot more energy. And really the party animals in this group. You will see how they bring us a slight variation on how Harlequin and Colombian can express the theme of Estreno de Piquete. And in Carnival, music is very important. Like you just saw this band passing by. They start slow and then they just go fast for people to be able to dance and march throughout the streets of Willemstad. Remember that the route is 6.5 kilometers long, so you need to be able to dance it away, but also pause in between, have fun, and you know, make sure you can last till the end here, having fun and celebrating Carnival. Another beautiful costume with the hand that controls the puppet. The puppet in the hand, mostly of the male participants of the parade, with the different colors, really showing us a very, very beautiful and elaborate design and expression of this theme of Harlequin and Colombian in the Comedia dell'arte of Italy. It's a Carnival take on it, but definitely worldwide to see and to really admire the effort that has been put into this particular costume. And look at the detail of the makeup as well. Makeup artists here on the island really use their fantasy to combine with the different costumes that the groups have, and also use part of that to be part of the totality of the costume. So it's not only what you're wearing, but also what you're wearing on your face that really finishes the costume and makes it even more colorful and more beautiful to look at. Here you can see the vibe in the group. People having fun and really enjoying themselves, showing us the face, both faces really, of Harlequin. In the back, on the hat piece, you can see the Harlequin's face, and in the front, of course, the face of the participant. And here on the float of Estreno de Piquete, our Miss Curacao, a very talented young lady that is the pride and joy of our island this year, who made it up to the 10th finalists, for the Miss Universe pageant this year. And you can see her here shining and waving at the public. One of Curaçao's beauties and very talented young ladies on the island.
One of the most beautiful ladies, then Kanisha Slice is getting on the door with us. Give her a big hand of applause.
And again, you can see all the detail, not only of her dress, but also of the float. And here, part of this costume. A lot of glitter, the lights, the reflection with all the stones and colors that are used to show us the Harlequin fantasy of Estreno de Piquete, a group with a 41-year tradition here in our Carnival parade, winner of many awards, and always a delight to see in our parade. You can see the detail here with all the finishings of all the different parts of this costume, starting from the hat piece, starting off, with the colors, the different sequins, the rhinestones. A lot of detail has gone into this costume, and this is already part of Estreno Mas Piquete, the younger generation of this group. And you can see the energy. You can see also variation basically on the theme, where already Harlequin is part of the play of Comedia dell'arte and wants to really show the public what the Harlequin fantasy is all about. And you see the beautiful hat pieces and the more, let's say, flexible costume that people can jump and really have fun in here in the parade. And you can see them here dancing and just celebrating the farewell parade of Curacao Carnival here in Willemstad at the CCGG2016.com Dome. Curacao Carnival goes global. And here you can see the ambience, the fun, and how we dance and celebrate Carnival here at the farewell parade in Willemstad. And this is Estreno Mas Piquete, the younger generation of Estreno de Piquete, an important group here in the Carnival, giving us the Harlequin and Colombian fantasy. And this is the whole point of Carnival, having fun and celebrating. Friends, colleagues, even people who might never have met each other before today, part of the group, and just embracing life, embracing joy. And this is a huge group, 656 participants. Personally, I heard from people who are in the group who never saw some of their friends or family because of how big the group is and how many different sections the group has. So imagine. And participating in our Curacao Carnival is easy. If you want to be part of it, you can just look up one of these magnificent groups and register. You pay, sometimes they have payment plans, sometimes you have to pay in full. And well, if you're not on the island and they can measure you, you send your sizes and the details and they create your costume for you and you come and pick up and are part of the parade. And if not, most of the people who are part of the group and live on the island will be working together for months, really, going to the group's headquarters and working for many months on the different costumes, the hat pieces, the hand pieces, and everything. This is a group very well known for being well organized and having most of the costumes ready really a few weeks before Carnival. You can imagine all the logistics and all the preparations that go into such a fantastic feast, really, of color, of energy, and so much finishing of costumes. It's really beautiful and wonderful to look at. This is the Curacao Carnival Goes Global Dome here with our guests enjoying the parade. And that's the beauty as well of the Curacao Carnival. It's a family happening. It's a happening of family, friends, neighbors, colleagues. Everyone joins the party and everyone is part of the group.
Facilitator of international production and trade of high-value goods. Enjoy doing your business in a place that offers superb technology, skilled workforce, world-class banking, reliable legal system, convenient connections, trade flows with the U.S. and Europe, proximity to South America and the Caribbean, and a good quality of life. Curacao, the Caribbean gateway to the world. Establish your business in the free zone of Curacao.
And we're back here at the CCGG 2016 Dome in downtown Willemstad with the farewell parade of the Curacao Carnival. And such a fest for the eyes. Beautiful colors in the fantasy of Harlequin and Colombina of the group Estrella de Piquete. 656 participants having fun. And as you can see here, this is our dome, the guests at our dome. And on the streets, the youth, at least the youthful section of Estreno de Piquete, the next generation. And this is how you have fun, people. This is how you celebrate Carnival. It's going down here in Willemstad. Enjoy! You can imagine that when these costumes are being designed and made, apart from them being adapted to a carnival theme, there's a lot of really thought that goes into it because the costume has to work during the daytime and also in the evening for the farewell parade. This is also why we have so many glitters, sequins, and also rhinestones on the costumes. And like you can see here, for the evening parade, for the night, the farewell parade, the costumes are also given light. I mean, there are different points of light that are being attached to the costumes to reflect even more during the evening and the farewell parade. So there's a lot of work going into that since the main parade is on Sunday, and then participants have just 24 hours to get their costumes kind of, how would I say that, decorated with lights really for this parade. You need to take into account that the Monday, so the main parade is on Sunday. Monday is a national holiday. Everybody gets a chance to kind of relax and, you know, just take a breather after the big party on Sunday. But on Tuesday, if you're not in school, you have to work. So a lot of these participants here are working all day and then coming out to participate in this parade. And this next group is the Folklore de Colombia, also part of the inclusiveness of the Curacao Carnival, where the Colombian colony here on the island has been participating for almost 16 years in our parade. And this year they're paying tribute to the Afro-Colombian culture. So you can see both men and women wearing polka dot, the women wearing polka dot dresses and the men polka dot shirts in red and white, finished off with black and gold for the women, that's with the ruffles, and for the men with the pants and their vests, also with their hats with feathers, all representing the Afro-Colombian culture. Right now you can see the umbrellas in the hands of the ladies. These were very, very useful, of course, during the parade on Sunday, when really the heat of the sun and the light of the sun is very, very difficult to go, to handle throughout the full parade. And now at night, of course, the umbrellas are not really needed, but are still part of the costume, so the ladies bring them to jump here in the streets of Willemstad, Curacao, and show us how to have fun during Carnival. I can imagine you noticed that the vibe is different from Sunday if you watched us and joined us on CCGG2016.com on Sunday as well. You can see this parade is much more energetic, lots and lots of energy, because we don't have the sun, we don't have the heat, but most definitely we all know it's the farewell parade. Carnival is coming to an end, and after this, 40 days of Lent, and then a full year for us to wait until the next parade. So people really go all out here, like you can see on the images streamed to you by CCGG2016.com. By the way, this initiative is really a dream come true from two young entrepreneurs here on the island, both owners of two other websites, basilachel.com and corsaobibu.com, both websites that promote activities here on the island, and also the different media outlets here on the island. And these two gentlemen have been doing this for 10 years and really have a dream come true this year by going global, by going international with CCGG 2016. Make no mistake, we're broadcasting in 8 different languages for people all over the world to be able to join our carnival. And we would like to invite you to come and really be part of this next year. And this is our next group, Alegre y Contento, which means happy and joyous. And really, I don't think I need to explain much more. You can see the happiness and the joy in the participants here of the group celebrating their farewell parade. their fantasy, their theme for the year is china plates, really porcelain plates. And you can see them really processed in the different costumes. You can see the gowns of the women in white and red with a lot of gold, and the plates in the hat pieces, the plates in the fans in their hands, as well as the plates on the stick of the gentleman. The sticks the gentlemen have in their hand pieces, of course. And so it's a fest of gold, red, and white, showing us really a fantasy of porcelain, of plates of porcelain. And just look at the detail there in the hat piece of this lady with all the lights that have been attached to the costume to really enhance. And this lady has it on her bustier to enhance the fact that they are participating in the farewell parade here at night. So the colors will reflect more of the costumes here. This is something that really makes the parade, the farewell parade here at night, a very special one. It's really magical to be a spectator here in the streets and not only feel the music and the great ambience of the groups, the joy, the fun, the energy, but also a fest for the eyes with all these colors, the combination of the beautiful costumes and then the different lights that they attach to the costumes to make it even more beautiful. By the way, this group has been participating for over 21 years here in the Curacao Carnival Parade, and also have a long tradition of very innovative and fun costumes. Some of their past costumes were the party of hats, the fantasy of the eye, the flowers that were blooming. So definitely a lot of different fantasies that they have offered us over the years. And it's a very small group of 45 members. And they like to keep it that way because their philosophy is that way they can provide good service to their members and make sure everybody gets the attention they deserve and have fun in the parade. And this next group is called Nangayega Trobe. They are back again. This group is really trying to symbolize a very important theme. The theme is I am Curacao. And if you're wondering why the combination of yellow and blue is there, that's our flag. The blue stands for our sky and our seas, the yellow for our beaches and our sun. And of course, the two white stars represent the island of Curacao and the island of Klein Curacao, which means small Curacao. I'm sorry. And this group is trying to tell us to be proud of our island, be proud of the beautiful views that we have on our island. And you can see in different hat pieces of the participants. You can see pictures and images of many views and buildings and monuments we have here on the island. And here you can see basically a combination of the colors of the flag in a beautiful fantasy that they are bringing us with a lot of sequins, lace accents in their costumes, rhinestones, all of that combining the two colors to remind us that we should be very proud to be from Curacao, to work in Curacao, to be born in Curacao, and to work towards the progress of Curacao. And if you're thinking, I want to be part of Curacao, well, if you want to visit us as a tourist, check this website of one of our sponsors, the Curacao Tourist Board, and look up the different events we have on the island. Of course, Carnival is definitely a good time to come and enjoy the party, but we have many different activities on the island and periods throughout the island where there's a lot of things that you can do as a tourist. We have many things to offer, beautiful beaches, monuments, a lot of history, and a lot of water activities, a lot of things that you would not even expect from such a tiny island, but we have it. So come and visit us and feel free to be part of Curacao, be part of the fabric of our island, and enjoy our hospitality, our rich foods, and the diversity on the island. We have over 130 nationalities living here, many cultures, many religions, many different costumes, and all of them blend together in a beautiful array of not only people, but also activities on the island. And come and learn our language, Papiamento. Papiamento is a mixture of all the different languages, people who've come here, and really is an interesting language to learn. So lots of to do here in Curacao, and like this group, happy and joyous, and the group, they are back again. They are teaching us, or at least giving us the message, I am Curacao, and let's be part of that. By the way, you see all this music and all the equipment you need for music, so that everyone can really enjoy the sound and the vibe that the music brings. And here at CCGG, one of our sponsors is Massive. Massive is a company that has grown over the years and offers a lot of equipment for the different events here on the island, and is also a proud sponsor of this initiative of Curacao Carnival Goes Global. And here they are, the Dutch cabriten, the Dutch goats. Somewhere at the beginning at number 11 we saw part of the group, and now we see the rest of the group. This isn't unusual for the Curacao Farewell Parade, where actually it's kind of a first come first serve basis. I mean, we try to keep the numbers, but if you arrive late, you just have to join the parade where you came in. And so we see that even though their traditional number is number 11, they're kind of number 16 right now in the sequence of the groups that have already passed. And the Nieuwe Limburgse Cabriten have a very fun costume this year. That's the costume of the Aqua Cabriten, the Aqua Goats, where they have combined the color blue again for our seas over the water. And they are trying to express the fantasy of the seas, in the sense of let me see, the Greek god Poseidon and his colleague, the Roman god Hercules. And both have their tridents and, of course, rule over the seas of the earth. And so we can see the different colors of blue, really telling us about tropical fish, coral reefs, mermaids, and everything that has to do with the underwater world. And this group really is about fun and humor and just having fun, bringing us a little bit of a taste of the type of Dutch tradition of carnival of the southern provinces of the Netherlands in Europe. And usually the group consists of mostly European Dutchmen, but also other nationalities are included. And a lot of locals join just for fun and really just to celebrate Carnival. In the past, when the group was much bigger, also because the colony of Dutch people who were from the southern part of the Netherlands was bigger on the island, they even had a so-called Cabriten ball, a goat ball, where they would have kind of a carnival party the Saturday, I think a week, 8 days before the big parade it was, that they would have a huge party and people would go and just have fun, which is really the whole point of Carnival, to have fun and celebrate fantasy, celebrate creativity, celebrate just being alive and being able to express yourself in so many different ways, through music, through costumes, through all these visuals, and also through dance. This next group is Grupo On Point. Grupo On Point is a tiny group of 45 members. We already saw part of this group and the combination of groups that we saw earlier from the eastern side of the country, of the island. And this group's theme is where the party is, there are balloons. And that's really the fantasy. You can see all the hand pieces, and also on the hats that we have different balloons and balls of different colors. Very glittery and really very fun colors that we see the group working with. And as you can see here, very young members that are working their choreography and just showing us the vibe and the fun of the Curacao Carnival. And again, the farewell parade just has a different vibe. People really, really, really giving it all, saying goodbye to the carnival period, carnival season here in Curacao. And the heat is on at the dome. And you just heard the word Momo. Momo is the name of the King Momo. Traditionally, the King Momo is burned at 12 o'clock at night and midnight to kind of close the carnival season. And King Momo is a black doll, black statue actually, very big and that is burned at midnight, followed by a huge fireworks show that is at the end of the parade. It's a very nice moment to experience, because all the groups come together in a stadium downtown in Otra Banda. That's part of our downtown city of Willemstad. And downtown Otra Banda, in the stadium, all these groups join together. You can imagine all the groups, all the bands, everybody playing their songs, playing the rhythms of Carnival and saying goodbye as King Momo burns. And the whole symbolization of King Momo is that at the end, the ashes of King Momo, of the burnt doll of King Momo, they serve the purpose of Ash Wednesday, when all the Catholic people on the island go to church early in the morning to get their ash crosses put on their forehead, and as such start the period of Lent, the period of reflection, the period of abstinence, the period to really sit and let go of all the party, let go of all this vibe of Carnival, and reflect on life and work towards the rest of the year, waiting again for the new season of Carnival to open on January 1st. And this is the fun at the CCGG 2016 Dome. This is Carnival, people. This is how we do it in Curacao. We dance, we jump, and we have fun. This is the energy here at the CCGG2016.com Dome. And there you hear the lyrics, Ayo Momo, which means goodbye Momo, goodbye King Momo, goodbye Carnival. We are going all out because we know it's the end of this season. And we say goodbye to Carnival in style. And this is it, people. This is Carnival. Dance, move, and celebrate. You can see this group has a lot of young people, and you need this energy really. 6.5 kilometers till the end of the parade, and right here there might be about 2 kilometers into the route, so still quite a stretch to go and a lot of fun to have, a lot of celebration here. And this is it. This is the fun of the Curacao Carnival. Just jump, just really have a big party on the streets of Curacao. Share with family, friends, share to the public. This year we're sharing it with the world, with all of you who are looking and watching this live streaming broadcast of our parade. I hope you're having just as much fun as we are having here in the dome of CCGG 2016. Curacao Carnival goes global. And you can see the heat is on here at the CCGG 2016 Dome. The heat of Carnival is on. The heat of Carnival is definitely on here at the CCGG 2016 Dome. People are dancing, people are having fun, and people are showing us what Carnival in the Caribbean is all about. If you wish to join us, really start making reservations for next year. Lots of fun to be had. It's a beautiful party and it's a beautiful season to be in Curacao. Carnival is not only about a party, not only about all this fun, which is of course extremely important, but it's also about bringing the whole community together. Family and friends work on their costumes to participate in the parade, and family and friends work on all the different stages and really all these little kind of constructions that we have along the route, where neighbors, families, friends really kind of put money together and build a place where they can sit, enjoy, eat, dance, and watch the parade. And what you're seeing here is also very typical of our carnival. Every now and then, for whatever reason, maybe one of the groups at the beginning of the parade is really going through a part of the route where they have to slow down a bit, and then you see that the parade will come to a halt somewhere around the route, like we're experiencing right now here. And that is really when the public goes crazy, because the bands really start playing and having fun and getting the vibe, both of the participants and the people watching the parade, going here in the streets of Willemstad. And the Curacao Carnival, of course, did not just happen by chance. The Curacao Carnival has a long history. It started in 1961 and growing in 1971 on the streets of Curacao, on the streets really of Willemstad, and the passage would start on the other side of town, which is called Punda, and then go through kind of like the center of the island, which we call Salinha. And nowadays, well, actually 1971, it started crossing from one end of town to the other. For those of you who know the island or have time to look it up on the internet, we have this pontoon bridge. It's a floating bridge, really. We call it our floating lady in our harbor, the Queen Emma Bridge. And in the past, the parade would go from Otra Banda, where we are right now, which is the western side of town, to Punda, which is the eastern side of town. And there is no other connection because it's a harbor. There's a body of water there, and the only connection is the floating bridge. And in the past, that was a very interesting thing and actually kind of an elaborate part of the route as well, because all these participants you see had to cross the bridge, including the floats, including all the trailers with the musicians. So it would kind of hold up the parade a little bit, but it was also worth it because the whole carnival would go up till the end of really part of our downtown where most of the hotels are. And so people loved it because some people would be watching the parade on the Otra Banda side of town and then get into their cars, cross the bigger bridge, which we call the Juliana Bridge, which is a very high level bridge, and then go and watch Carnival again on the other end of town. Yes, you guessed right. We do love a party here on the island, and we know how to do it. That's really an undisputed fact. We party and we party well, and we do so gracefully and with a lot of fun. Really. I really invite you to come to our island and experience life, celebration of life. Look at this, all the colors, all the details. Imagine how much work and fantasy has gone into this to bring you such a beautiful and delightful parade. And pay attention, because you will, if you're a carnival lover, you might have seen different parades around the world, all of them just as beautiful. I mean, carnival is an expression really of the people. It's an expression of what lives in people's hearts and souls, and really their minds in terms of creativity all over the world. I think each parade anywhere in the world is really communicating something beautiful. And what I want to say that is very special of ours is the attention to detail, the attention to really create a story and tell it through the costumes, through the dance, through the music, and what it also means about celebration of life. And this particular group, Vavavavumberia, is celebrating the crazy hour, and they are really bringing us the story of Vavavavumberia, who with actually her very sensual and kind of bold swing of the hips knows how to conquer and ends up conquering the heart of this eligible bachelor called Carnival. And Carnival falls in love head over heels with Vavavavumberia. And so it doesn't take long for Carnival to propose. And like any smart woman out there, Vavavumberia also is not taking too much time to arrange for the engagement party. So she accepts the proposal with open arms, and then of course does not waste time sending out invitations for the celebration of the Hora Loca, the crazy hour, her engagement. And it so happens she has a two-part engagement. She celebrated this for Sunday and during the parade, and today again during this farewell parade. And then you see the gowns. All the people, all the guests went to their tailors and made very intricate and elaborate gowns to come to this celebration of the engagement of Carnival and Vavavavumberia. And here we see the colors, fuchsia, green, yellow, and we see the turquoise blue again, a very big theme this year throughout all our groups in the parade. You can see the hats with the beautiful flowers and pom-poms showing us the party vibe at this engagement party. You can see the important ladies with their beautiful gowns here in orange, purple, green, and all the flowers and beautiful, really kind of gemstones that they represent on the different gowns and costumes here in the group. And as you can see as well, this is also one of those groups that gives different alternatives to their participants. We see the women who have the long gowns, we see women with short gowns, women with a combination, the men with their suits, which of course their tailors also did all the preparations for this big party. And then we can also see the different chests and suitcases that were brought to the party of Vavavavum, Berria, and Carnival to offer candy, offer different types of gifts for this very, very, very happy and joyous occasion of the engagement between Carnival and Vavavavum Berria. You gotta love it. I mean, this is just beautiful fantasy come true, beautiful fantasy expressed in such different colors. And you know what I love about Carnival is that you have the costume, you have the music, but of course, just like with everything else in life, it's the people who bring the life to Carnival, the people who really make Carnival. And there's nothing more beautiful to see Carnival, to see color, to see energy in motion, the way we celebrate Carnival here in Curacao. Look at this image where all these colors, all this work, all these intricate details of the different costumes come together and move to give you as a viewer at home this incredible spectacle, really of love of life, of celebration. And here we see a show of this group, Vavavavum Berria, especially for you at home, being part of our CCGG 2016 experience. And those ladies you saw just now, those are the candy ladies, who are also hired, of course, as part of the catering team of this engagement party to make sure all the guests are well taken care of and get the candies and everything else, all the goodies that they have at the party. So really, they've thought about everything here in the engagement party of Vavavavum and Herbo Carnival. There you see another chest with a lot of candy and artifacts that are the gifts for the engagement of Carnival and Vavavavum. The beautiful details on these gowns and the suits of the gentlemen with all the sequins, the rhinestones, the different stones, and that represent, like you see here, the flowery stones that represent the gemstones on their costumes, and of course their hats, telling us about their importance and how chic and how really important they are as part of this engagement party of Mr. Carnival and Vavavavum, who with just a sensual sway of her hips knew how to catch Carnival's eye and make Carnival fall head over heels in love with her. Vavavavum. That's how you do it, people. And of course, don't take too much time. Send out the invitations and celebrate the engagement. And here we can also even see part of the games that they brought to the engagement of Vavavavoom. Actually, I'm sorry, this is already part of the costume of the next group. That's Grupo L'Ambiance. And Grupo L'Ambiance, with 58 members, is bringing us a carnival, baseball, and cheerleader fantasy. So Grupo L'Ambiance is really going into the sports world, where they are bringing us a little bit of baseball, and in a minute you will see the catcher's mitts of the different, of some of the women and the male participants in the group, which costume will has orange, green, and fuchsia accents with black stripes. And the remaining ladies that you will see in a minute in this group are wearing a fantasy costume that really catches the eye in fuchsia, yellow, and gold, with rhinestones and various colors of feathers, representing all the cheerleaders. But of course, if you are a sports fan, you know that the cheerleaders are definitely part of the fabric, really, of sports events all over the world. Especially in the United States. I think the United States just celebrated its 50th Super Bowl in Santa Clara in California, and most definitely cheerleaders are part of that. So we will see that this group is really expressing that fantasy, also with handpieces and hat pieces that really represent scoreboards, baseballs, even the bases in the game, the plates, different types of balls, bats, the catcher's mitt, and a lot of feathers to kind of decorate and kind of enhance the theme of Carnival, baseball, and cheerleader fantasy. And this group actually started preparing in March 2015. They are not a very big group, 58 members, but most definitely a very lively group with a lot of energy and showing us their fantasy this year of Carnival, baseball, and cheerleaders. And here they come. You can see the hat pieces with the baseball bats and the catcher's mitts, and you can see the bases actually with the bats on the different hats of the ladies. With a interpretation of the cheerleaders' costumes, we can see here in fuchsia, green, with a lot of sequins in white and silver. Also finished with black stripes on the different sleeves, and a lot of color, a lot of activity. And this lady is dancing, showing us the vibe here at the CCGG 2016 Dome. And here comes the group, a colorful, vibrant group, showing us the Carnival, baseball, and cheerleader fantasy. If you may be wondering what all those pictures are, those are players. Those of you who are baseball fans may know that our island is a proud island with many players who were born and raised here, who are currently playing in the major leagues and different teams in the United States. And so we have pictures of our upcoming talents and also those who've already been scouted and signed by major teams in Major League Baseball. We are very proud of that program here on the island and promote it about for our youngsters to be part of the game of baseball and to become not only international stars but definitely role models as well for other youngsters here on the island, to pursue their goals in a very healthy and beautiful way through sports. And here we have some more cheerleaders in fuchsia and black, representing the scoreboards, the catcher's mitts, the bats, the baseball plates, all of it in the fantasy of baseball and cheerleaders. And here again another example of a portable or at least mobile bar in the parade. Just as you see the next vehicle that is also a bar or probably has a DJ on board. And this is really part of what you need to understand of this parade. How much logistics, how much organization goes into getting these groups really participating in the parade. This next group is Grupo Viva. Grupo Viva is a very big group of 410 participants. Also a group of party animals, younger generation in Carnival. And their theme this year is Romani Gypsies concept. And it's really a fantasy on the gypsies. On the theme of gypsies, where you can see a lot of color, sequins, a lot of gold, green, yellow, and fuchsia and purple feathers. Beautiful hat pieces, really. And this is also the beautiful visual when you have a big group and can see all the different colors coming together. And here you can see it. They're treating us to a little show here for the CCGG 2016 Dome. This is the face of Carnival Curacao. This is the face of having fun, of really celebrating the Carnival and the farewell parade here in Willemstad. And here you see Abriafo, part of our language, kind of like in this case opening up. So they're opening up, going to the sides of the street, and then as soon as the song and the DJ gives them the sign, exactly, here we go, they join. And that's the beauty of it, the beauty of seeing energy in motion, of seeing all these colors and the big vibe, the great vibe of Carnival, of celebration in motion. Beautiful people having a great time. That's what we're all about here on our island of Curacao. And we're going global, not only inviting you to watch us and thanking you for inviting us into your homes, but also inviting you to come and join us here next year or anytime on the island to really celebrate and have a good time. There they go again. They're opening up. They're opening up. In the group, we have all this space in the middle of the road, in the middle of the street. We're having fun. And here we come. Color, energy, vibe. Saying goodbye to Carnival, but not just yet. celebrating and making it count, because the next time will be until next year. And there you see all those kisses, all that love, all the happy and joyous people of the island. I think that's the general sentiment of everyone here in the parade right now. We want more. We don't want Carnival season to end. But we must. It has to come to an end. So we're making it count tonight here. And making sure we don't miss out on the fun.
Choo-choo! Choo-choo! Go! Choo-choo! 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 Viva!
And here you get a little show again for the CCGG 2016 Dome, especially for us and especially for you as a viewer all around the world, watching our streaming event here from the farewell parade of Curacao Carnival 2016. Enjoy the view. You can see it, Grupo Viva is about living it up. The name says it, Viva, living it up, having fun, and just jumping. This is Carnival. What a view, huh? What a view of all this color, all this energy and motion. Blue, yellow, gold, fuchsia. Beautiful. And all of this brought to you by CCGG2016.com. There we go, para atrás, to the back. And now we go to the front, dilanti. So you're also learning papiamento as you can enjoy the view here, para atrás, to the back. And dilanti, coming to the front. There we go. We open and we join. Of course, like you can see here, music is of extreme importance to keep the ambience and the vibe in the Curacao Carnival Parade. And it's not only the tumba, which is the, let's say, designated rhythm of Carnival, but it's also music like this, which is kind of like what we call road fires. And road fires are a medley of different really rhythms and styles of music that really just promote exactly what you're seeing here. People jumping, people having fun, people dancing the night away. Of course, this is the only way you get through 6.5 kilometers of a route. So that, and there you go. A little bit of alcohol. Also brought to you by our sponsor, Distribeer, importer of Heineken beer and distributor of Amstel Bright. There we go, we get a shout out there from the DJ, CCGG, can you hear that? So like you can see here. If you're gonna come to watch the Curacao Carnival, or even better yet, participate in the Curacao Carnival, bring energy, bring positive vibe, and remember, it's about celebration. About letting loose and forgetting about all your troubles, all your worries, and just enjoying and celebrating life. You can see the finishing touches there on their costume. A lot of detail. A lot of detail on the bustiers of the ladies here, with a lot of rhinestone sequins and beautiful embroidery finish the different costumes, really expressing the fantasy of the Romani gypsies. Beautiful to see this whole sea of color and energy moving here under the dome of CCGG 2016. This is Carnival, people. This is how you do Carnival here in Curacao. Jump, have fun, dance. Here you go. And spread the love. Spread the good vibes and the joy of being alive and celebrating Carnival. And also a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of, we have to say goodbye to the Carnival period. But not yet. Just not yet. Just having fun. We invite all you over the world who are joining us in this streaming event. Consider to come visit us in Carnival during the Carnival period next year. Look at all you can experience here, all the fun, all the beauty of these groups and the show they bring you. Beautiful costumes, beautiful people, and all this fun. There you have it, Grupo Viva, live. The life of the party, the life of our parade here. Showing us with many beautiful colors. You can see here, fuchsia, purple, aqua, green, gold. Very elaborate and beautifully finished costumes. Very colorful, but especially a lot of detail with the sequins, the trimmings, the different embroideries, and not to forget those hat pieces with the feathers and all the shiny rhinestones, and like as you can see here, also the lights to finish it off for the effect of the farewell parade here this evening in the streets of Curacao, in Willemstad, Curacao. And that's how it works downtown Willemstad tonight. The Curacao Carnival Farewell Parade at the CCGG 2016 Dome. We're having fun here at the Dome, CCGG 2016. is a little pause, a little break to kind of catch your breath and then go on into the parade. And here you can see an impression of our CCGG 2016 guests at the Dome. Okay, they are taking a little break, still having time to say hello to the world. Yes. Buonoci, good evening. And Grupo Viva with 410 participants gave us a beautiful show, a beautiful taste of what Curacao Carnival is all about. And there they go again, warming up for the next song. Here we have one of our CCGG 2016 Dome guests with 2 participants of Grupo Viva. And this is also part of the fabric of Curacao Carnival. People know each other, and even if they don't know each other, we're friendly. We just join the party on the streets, not to disturb the parade, but just to have fun or to greet some family member, some colleague, someone we know that is participating in the parade. It's all part of what is really a tradition here in Curacao, just to come together and enjoy the party. And I hope as you are viewing our streaming event here from the streets of Willemstad today that you're really enjoying and considering to come and visit us and really experience this firsthand. We will be here next year at the Dome, where you can simply come by, buy your t-shirt, and be part of the Dome experience. The way things work here is that when you buy a t-shirt like that, you can buy a 3-day, so that's for 3 parades, 2 or 1-day package, which includes food, drink, of course, your spot here, your place here at the Dome, and all this fun and great ambiance. Also being part of course, an international broadcast. So an all-in-one that you can come and join us here. So consider it for next year. And here we have another very big group that is also part of our parade. And even though this group has been participating for about 8 years, they have grown and become really an important part of our parade. Vice Versa is the name of the group, and their theme this year is Tume Dune, which is take it and give it, and is really about taking and giving gifts, how to receive, how to take, and how to give gifts. And so that's also why you see the first road piece being that in the shapes and expressing different kind of boxes of gifts. And Vice Versa takes its craft of being a carnival group very seriously. Vice Versa really starts planning their next costume as soon as land starts. So let's say tomorrow is Ash Wednesday, probably by the weekend they will already be having their first meetings and deciding what will happen next year. Vice Versa is a group that organizes a lot of activities and various projects throughout the year, some of them fundraisers, to make sure they have enough funds and sponsors to be able to participate in the parade the next year. They have been a serious contender in terms of prizes to be won for the parades. They have won the prize for best decorations for 5 consecutive years and are usually in the top 7 in terms of prizes for the Curacao parade. And this year will probably not be an exception either. They have a very, very beautiful costume expressing this fantasy of gifts. You will see it in the very colorful costumes they have, with different accents of flowers, pom-poms on the hats, on the different costumes, showing us many different details on how to give and also receive, take gifts. And Grupo Vice Versa, from members I hear, is a very well organized group that every year has early registration, early fitting of the different costumes, and really well organized in terms of logistics, and takes very good care of the participants both before, during, and after the parade. And Grupo Vice Versa is such a big group that they have 3 bands accompanying them. The bands Gents, Cachet, and Nasty Play, all very popular bands here on the island, and known to bring a lot of energy. And you can see it here. That's what they're doing, bringing us the vibe. And you can see the little hearts at the waists of the ladies' costumes. Of course, Valentine's Day is approaching, so that's also part of what the group is trying to tell us, the different gifts. For the ladies out there, you know, the smaller the box, the more important the gift. So you can see them here. You can see the hats of the gentlemen with the flowers and also the hearts. And here the road piece with the different boxes from very large to small sizes, symbolizing the gifts that we can give one another. And of course, being part of the Curacao Carnival and being able to experience this and watch this is also a gift of love, a gift of creativity, and a gift of a lot of energy and great vibe here in the streets of Curacao. You can see the details here with all the rhinestones, the different trimmings, the different colors of the ruffles and the pants. Just showing us what the creativity and the ingenuity is of the different costumes that our participants during the parade are wearing. And here again, an example of the lights, in this case on the gentlemen's hats, especially applied for the farewell parade of this evening. More beautiful ladies, and this huge array of colors, all the details of these costumes, the beautiful ruffles, finished into the detail of the trimmings of the ruffles. You can also notice that even the shoes are usually padded, or at least one way or the other matched with the costumes in terms of color. So there is no detail that goes unfinished in the different costumes of this group. Also, the shoes have their padding and their rhinestones and other shiny stones to finish the whole look of the giving and taking of gifts. And here we get our shout out for the CCGG Dome. from Grupo Vice Versa. And Grupo Vice Versa is already the 20th group of the total of 25 groups we have in this parade, telling us that slowly but surely the parade is coming to an end. Now we have to say goodbye to this beautiful season of Curacao Carnival this year. That's the beauty of the Curacao Carnival. It's so inclusive. Everybody, the whole island just turns out, whether people are part of the parade or people are just spectators on the route, family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, everybody joins the party. Everybody helps each other out to make sure we all have a great time and we all enjoy celebrating this beautiful, beautiful party, really, in the streets of Curacao. And here, especially for you at home, Grupo Vice Versa. And imagine all those costumes, how much material, fabrics, creativity, but all the hours that are put into this costume to make them a reality. And like I mentioned before, we're a tiny island with a very diversified economy, lots of activities going on. And one of our sponsors, the Seapost International, is a worldwide logistics company that, amongst others, helps all these materials to get delivered here, and also to get any of your stuff that you might want to export to other countries, or maybe you want to send a gift, like Vice Versa is doing right now, showing us about giving gifts and receiving gifts. Maybe you want to send a gift to a family member overseas, or simply ship your products overseas. Seapost International is your partner to make that happen worldwide. This group really looks very beautiful in the streets, with a combination of different options, like you can see here, of the costumes. Costumes that are with long skirts, short skirts, fully covered bustiers, kind of bikini type of bustiers. Everything goes for everyone's taste and comfort. And here you can also see one of the gentlemen with a lot of lights already applied to his costume to make this a beautiful expression and also beautiful reflection, really, in the streets of Curacao, with the lights on the costumes of the various members of this group. So we need to realize that the fact that many of our groups use so many rhinestones and sequins, and also very, very shiny and maybe a little bit exaggerated makeup, is exactly for this kind of effect that we want to see, both during the day and during the evening parades, to see the costumes really come to life, to really tell the story of the theme that the groups want to represent. We do that through the costume itself, the different colors, the different elaborations on the colors, on the different costumes, but also the participants themselves, the way they tell their story through the music, through the dance, and by just having fun and celebrating the carnival.
Ambiente Baudidou, ¿cómo está Baudidou? Natsui, give me some music. Bop, bop, bop.
Pa' cuando está Yamatanki, una historia vivo, direto y lucha y logro, nos escribí juntos, entre pasado y futuro, el Cinde está presente, progreso de los pueblos, centralmente. Como que vete, llevamos que vivir, tu orgullo nos acelere, esa quisita, gente, llega de un familia, esa quisita, gente, tú siempre te
Saje koi, MCB, etabo brother, bicho, ya veremos amigo, fácil y rápido, alto seguro, bicho, si vos queda vos segura, pago auto, viaje y gas, así por culpa por confiar en bicho. Saje koi, seguridad, seguro pa' tu reta, Saje koi, playa bombida, tu bicho bom me certa, Saje koi, ese da mi banco, tu bicho, ese da mi banco.
Em carnaval também com o bichur de MCB, bom me se tá segura.
esta telemana. Te abraza otro, te baila tumba, te motiva y celebra no fiesta. Glorifica cultura, abraza sabor humano, baila na moto, hey, voy a apertura.
I'm a ladies, I'm a lady. Let go. I'm a ladies, I'm a lady. Aqui o gatinho mora no Sardin Club.
So we can interact a lot more.
Picking that shit away for me, for me. Pero mi huevo cae de un negrita para na stage tá bailando, gozando. Anto me soara malacri, baje mi di com mi brano. That is for me, that is for me, that is for me. Ooh, that is for me, that is for me.
CCGG 2016.
Aplicar agora grátis riba nieuwpas.mio.com para todo tipo de compra online com 2 adresas na Miami, uninante tax free, com seguro grátis riba paquete com valor até $200 e track and trace por produto e receber até caminho botar.
And we're welcoming here Grupo Heninga, the 22nd group of the Carnival Parade, with 300 members, quite a sizable group, accompanied by Dolce Band, a very popular band here on the island, and DJ RO1, also a very popular DJ with a big fan base here on the island. And here we see what Carnival can look like. Now, Grupo Gelinge has an interesting costume this year. Their fantasy is the Jamber Fashion Carnival. That's what they were inspired for. And the Jamber Fashion Carnival is a carnival that takes place in the city of Jamber in Indonesia during the month of August. Basically, it's kind of a combination between a carnival and a fashion show. It's a place where, or it's a festival where well-known fashion designers and upcoming talent in the fashion world meet and simply show their creations to judges, and afterwards take them to the streets where people can enjoy them. The creations are also very well known for their extravagant and colorful expressions, and you can see them here. Even this is a carnival take on the Jamber Fashion Carnival. You can see the extravaganza with all these feathers, all these colors, the mirrors, and of course the sexy ladies showing us the vibe of the Jamber Festival. The Jamber Festival being celebrated every year in August, in the month of August in Indonesia, and brought to you in the Curacao Carnival with an adaptation, of course, for the fantasy of this group, Grupo Gelinge. Gelinge, by the way, is another word for a party, a big party here in the streets of Willemstad at the CCGG 2016 Dome. You can see the beautiful intricacies of these different gowns, all of them and costumes showing us the interpretation of the Jamber Festival. You just saw black and white, you saw green and blue, and here we see the gentlemen. All of them, and look at the detail of the costumes, where a lot of elements of Indonesian, the costume design, have been one way or the other processed in the different costumes that the members of this group are wearing. You can see that the costumes consist of layered accessories and shiny fabrics with details of flowers, yin and yang, circles, and other Indonesian accessories. And the costume, the detail starts from the headpiece, the handpiece, goes through the whole costume up to the shoes. Everything has been one way or the other decorated with Indonesian elements and Indonesian accessories to give you a feel of the Jamber Festival of Indonesia that takes place usually in that country, in the city of Jamber, in August of the year, and we are giving it a carnival taste here in February 2016 in the streets of Willemstad, Curacao, and here at the CCGG 2016 Dome in the heart of Willemstad, the beating heart of Carnival this year. And here you can see the yin-yang elements of this costume. You can see them in the hat pieces, you can see them here in the hand pieces, and the different shiny stones and rhinestones and sequins on this interpretation of the Jamber Festival costumes for the group Gelinge. It's a very colorful costume. You can see very elaborate with many details of stones, trimmings, rims. And you really look at it and really observe the various details of the costume. You can see that a lot of work has been put in it, a lot of effort to give you this feast of color and colors, all these beautiful combinations that form the Jamber Festival with a carnival take. And here is their little float with the queens of the group Hilinge for you for the Jamber Fashion Carnival expression in the Curacao Carnival this year. Here you can see even the shoes of the ladies with a little bit of detail for what we can see of flowers and other small but decorative details of the Jamber Festival Carnival. And here we can see the queens of this Jamber Fashion Carnival of Grupo Hilinge on their float, also showing us beautiful creations and fantasies for their theme. And here we can see the trailer of the Dolce Band also accompanying the group Hilinge. Of course, when the groups are big like this one with 300 participants, you have different sections that are accompanied by the DJ, and DJ R01 in this case, and sections accompanied by the group, by the band, in this case, the Dolce Band. A popular band here that, if I'm not mistaken, was the first time it participated this year in the Tumba Festival, and actually was within the group of finalists of this year, which was a really big, let's say, a really big achievement for this group. And a band that is popular, playing in different venues on the island. If you come here every weekend, different happy hours, you will find the Dolce Band just being the life of the party. And here you can see scenes from the other side of the street where people are just having a good time, enjoying the carnival, and really just dancing and sharing with each other the beautiful vibe of the Curacao Carnival. And here we have more on the Jamber Fashion Festival. And the extravagant take on the different themes of the Jamber Fashion Festival. Still, we can see a little bit of the yin-yang, but also the circles and other elements that make these costumes very, very colorful, but also very beautiful to look at. Very shiny. Lots of combinations of beautiful colors and a lot of detail. You can look here at all the rhinestones, all the sequences, everything really finished up to the detail, telling us a story of another carnival all at the other end of the world in Indonesia for us, that is celebrated in the month of August and has found its interpretation, its match here in the Carnival of Curacao this February in 2016. And you can see why the group is called Hilinge. Hilinge, another word for a big party here in Curacao. Receive all the love and the dedication of this group as a viewer around the world. And here it is. Dance and have fun. Build the Hilinge here in the streets of Curacao, the party. can see here the beautiful colors and combinations of this costume. Again, telling the story of the Jamber Fashion Festival with its extravaganza of colors, feathers, and themes ranging from circles, yin and yang, and other Indonesian accessories and elements. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Definitely a beautiful group and probably a serious contender as well this year for prizes. We will know I think in a week or two we will know what the judges for the Curacao Carnival will have decided in terms of the different prizes the groups can win for their efforts really to this to what they bring every year to our carnival. And these are the shining stars with their team, Royalty of Kemet, Royalty of Egypt. And it's really kind of a fantasy of pharaohs, and combined with the times of ancient royalty and ancient reality in Egypt. And this group has chosen the colors red, gold, and green to enhance their fantasy, to enhance their theme about Egypt. And again, a great performance by a brass band here, bringing the ambience, bringing the vibe and the energy to the group and the streets. Here we go, this is the brass band. And the brass band vibe at the Dome, CCGG 2016. And here we find the first road piece of this group, expressing the royalty of Kemet. And you can already see the themes of Egypt with extended colors and beautiful finishing with a lot of sequins. You can see the gold, the red, and the yellow colors that they chose to use this year to express their theme. The group, from the information the group provided, we know that they explicitly and particularly chose these three colors to work with and use them in different ways to show their costume and really bring us a beautiful interpretation of the times of the pharaohs and basically a fantasy combined, a carnival fantasy combined with ancient reality of Egypt. And here we see the first part of the group with these beautiful ladies giving us a show. You can see the beautiful headpieces with a lot of shiny elements and light bulbs already applied to the costumes for this farewell parade. And here we see the next section of the group where we can see the different elements of ancient Egypt. We can see the pharaoh's masks and different interpretation with gemstones and beautiful colors. We can also see that in this group as well you have different options if you are a participant, where you can choose longer gowns or the shorter version with shorter skirts and also bikini tops. And here we can see the gentleman with the different hat and hand pieces, all with symbols of ancient Egypt, with a beautiful finishing of a lot of feathers and rhinestones, all combining the colors red, green, and gold to give us a feel of really a fantasy of ancient Egypt. You can see here again the finishing of different elements of Egyptian culture of the ancient times. Many of the different signs we find in hieroglyphs and other parts of Egyptian culture that we know of. The mask of the pharaoh, and here a small float with the ladies and the queen of the group. By the way, it's a tradition here that each group will choose their queen for that year for the parade, and then you will have these small floats where the queens can dance and show off the fact that they are queen, and of course their beauty and the beauty of their gowns, being the queens and overseeing their groups. A fun tradition, really. Once again, here we see the details. Here we can see the different pharaoh interpretations of this group with their theme Royalty of Kemet. And this is the queen of the Zomer Carnival. The Zomer Carnival is the summer carnival that is celebrated each year throughout the summer or during the summer in the city of Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And so that is the queen of the 2015 summer carnival, of course, last year, and it's the summer carnival. So the next carnival will be, of course, in July or August this year in the Netherlands. And it has become a tradition that the queens of the previous years join our parades here in Curacao. And here we are with the group Aloha with 160 members, and joined by one of the most popular bands here on the island, Era Auténtico. And Aloha has an interesting theme. It's a different take on the color blue, the Caribbean blues it's called. And Aloha is combining the blues of our waters, of our crystal clear waters here around the island, and the blues of the music genre blues. So you will see aqua colors just describing our different beaches and the waters around our island, combined with the musical notes and the musical chords, as well as the musical instruments of the blues music. So you will see the piano, you will see the guitar, the saxophone, and trumpets, all one way or the other processed through all these particular hand pieces and hat pieces. And you can see the musical notes here, but combined with these elaborate colors of the different costumes, also kind of inviting us in part into the music world, because you can see on the shoulders of the costumes of the gentlemen, also on their sleeves they have the finishing with the piano and the different notes. The ladies have it at the waist of and the flaps that go out on the skirts of the different costumes they're wearing, whilst the colors around their shoulders give us more of a feel as if it's a coral underneath the sea. So the underwater world kind of meets the music world in a celebration of blue, a celebration of the Caribbean blues in really all its glory. A very, very, I would say, creative way of combining two themes that normally you wouldn't necessarily see together in a beautiful and also easy to move costume. Look at the detail at the feet and the legs of the ladies, where even there they have banners and bands at their feet and on their legs, still representing the same theme of the blues and the underwater blue world around us, of the seas of Curacao, the Caribbean seas, the Caribbean blues. Beautiful, beautiful headpieces, beautiful handpieces, and nicely finished costumes of Grupo Aloha. Basically, the colors reflect the fantasy of a shell, so you get the feel of that underwater world, the shells under the water, and combined with the musical chords, the piano, and the other musical instruments of blues music. Of course, with a carnival take, where all these instruments are also used, but with a totally different result, as you can see here, with the vibe and the beautiful atmosphere and energy of this group. Aloha has been participating in the Carnival Parade for 14 years now, and one of their costumes is still talked about up till this day, which was a costume they wore that was called the Painters. And the Painters was a very creative way of going about it. The parade started with everyone wearing literally a blank white suit. And as the parade went along, all the participants had paint, and they would be painting on each other's costumes. So at the end of the parade, everybody was covered in paint, and all the white suits they were wearing would be fully colored with the paint that they applied during the parade. That was a very fun and memorable costume they made in 2007. And so here in 2016, they are delighting us with the Caribbean blues, a combination of the underwater world with the colors representing the shells, the blue representing the waters around us, the aqua color of the seas of the Caribbean, the crystal clear seas of the Caribbean that we're famous for here on our island, with the blues music genre, with the blue notes, the musical chords, and the different instruments that we can find, and the musical notes, of course, that we can find in the blues music and music in general. Very creative and beautiful interpretation of this theme. By the way, Grupo Aloha as well is a serious contender every year, and they usually finish in the top 5 of prize winners among the groups. At 160 members, they're a pretty sizable group, and definitely popular because they are accompanied by Era, and Era is a very popular band here on the island. And we're almost coming to an end. This is group 24A. We're going to 24B and then 25, which will mark the end of our parade and the end of Carnival season here at the Dome. Of course, the parade is continuing for another few hours to get to the end of the parade downtown, where we will be burning King Momo. King Momo It's a tradition that we burn this doll, King Momo, and that the ashes are used to really open or enter into the period of Lent tomorrow morning, Ash Wednesday. And here we've got the King of Tumba of this year. With his tumba, the two of us move forward together. Nos dos patibay. Patibay is slang for moving forward together. And it is a beautiful message he's bringing us this year of working together, of needing two or more to form a team to go ahead and to succeed in life and to succeed everywhere, also in Carnival. So he's saying we need each other. We need each other to go and move forward. And you can see him here creating the ambience, creating the vibe here at the Dome. Of course, the Tumba King is a very, very busy man during Carnival season. See the Tumba King wearing his crown and his special gown. Every year also an elaborate creation with all the sponsors for the Tumba Festival. Always the names embroidered on the gown of the Tumba King. And here we can appreciate the group Ata Insel. Insel stands for Insel Air, one of our national airlines. And Insel Air is celebrating 10 years of operation on the island. Really, 3 years ago, they already started thinking about forming a carnival group. But this year, because the company is celebrating its 10th anniversary of operation, they decided to really go for it and invite employees, family members to join the group. It's a group of 65 members. And their fantasy is simply called Insel's Fantasy. And Insel's Fantasy, like you can see here, is a beautiful combination of the color aqua, which we've seen a lot throughout the whole parade this year. And like you can see on all the hat pieces, you see there the logo of Insel, the yellow, the red and the blue, which you also see back in all the costumes. And the hat pieces of the women represent the wings of Insel, the wings of the airplanes and the wings you need to fly in life and enjoy life. And you can see the caps of the gentlemen in their blue suits representing the captains of the airplanes. Of course, without a captain, we're not even getting on a plane. So here we see, again, the collaboration between the captain and the stewardesses to make the flying experience a beautiful one, a pleasant one, and definitely a very colorful one here in the streets of Curacao, with the group Ata Insel from our national airline, Insel Air.
So party people, danza con usted, que fluita, camarada, y como está.
And here we go. Our guests here at the Dome are using their whistles, the whistles they got from our sponsor Digicel, to say hello to everyone on the streets. And here's the Curacao logo. You see this Curacao logo? Click on it and find out when you can come visit us here on the island. And beautiful viewers around the world, this is our last group of the parade, Dushi Aventura. Nice or pleasant adventure, it's translated. Now you must know something about the word Dushi. Before I go into that, let me just announce the theme of this group, which is the Treasures of the Nile, another group that has chosen part of the ancient Egyptian culture to be expressed in their costume. And here you can see this gentleman and the beautiful queen. Look at the details of that bustier and those hat pieces both of these participants have on here on the float of Treasures of the Nile by Dushi Aventura. Very, very beautiful costumes. And here you can see them with many different expressions of themes that we find in ancient Egypt. You can see that in their hat pieces, you can see them in the different hand pieces, with also many of the animal gods that were revered in ancient Egypt. And here you can see the beautiful ways they have expressed this with the colors. You can also see that even in the makeup that the men and women are wearing, consistent with the theme that they have of the Treasures of the Nile. This group, Dushi Aventura, has been participating in our parades for 5 years now. And this year they have 90 members. The group usually is divided in 3 sections, a so-called VIP, a sexy and general section. And in recent years they have won many prizes. They're usually within the top 10 of finalists. And last year they were the first finalists in the parade in terms of costumes. Here you can see the phoenix, you can see different themes coming back that are all part of ancient Egyptian culture, and the different animal gods and other gods that were revered during that period of time. In a very beautiful interpretation with colors, aqua, fuchsia, a lot of orange as well, and green, and a lot of shiny stones, rhinestones, mirrors, and of course all these glittery accessories really catching the eye and shining through, making this a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful really fest of color, celebration of color in this group. You can see the scorpions, the phoenix, and all the other signs typical for the ancient times of Egypt. Look even at the detail here in the makeup of all these participants. Even the makeup is part of the costume and shows you how detailed and elaborate the finishing is of all these costumes. This is a good example of the trimming. You can see here the gold combined with different stones representing gemstones, representing of course the high level of these individuals in Egyptian culture, and the fantasy of it, the different color combinations, the rimmings, the rims in purple with these gold and orange costumes. Very elaborate, very beautiful, really sea of color to see here. And like I said before, color and energy in motion. It's the people that make the carnival. It's the people here who are showing us the beauty of this particular costume and theme of the Treasures of the Nile brought to us by Dushi Aventura. And I don't want to close this streaming event without telling you something about the word dushi. Dushi is a very important word in our culture. Dushi stands for sweet. That could be sweet as in sugary, as candy or chocolate, but also sweet as a person. Dushi could also mean nice. And so a Dushi Aventura is something very pleasant. It's a pleasant adventure to be here and be part of the Curacao Carnival. To be part of this wonderful experience of creativity, color, and most of all, celebration of Carnival and of life, really, here in the streets of downtown Willemstad in Curacao. And this is the CCGG 2016 Dome for you. Curacao Carnival goes global. What you're seeing here is part of the group of helpers of the group, and this is the end of our parade. This is the end of the farewell parade here at the CCGG 2016 Dome in Curacao. We thank you and we thank all our sponsors for making this possible. CTB, Curacao Tourist Bureau, Maduro and Creoles Bank, Digicel, Cinde, Seapost, Licores Maduro with Jewers Whiskey, Lionstone International, Massive, Distribeer and Amstel Bright, Bureau of Telecommunications and Post, and Corpodeco. All of them who made it possible to bring you this fantastic show of our carnival. And of course we thank you for allowing us into your home, onto your computer, streaming this event. And we hope you will be back in person or next year again on our CCGG.com broadcast of the Curacao Carnival and other events here on the island.
Establish your business in the free economic zone of Curacao, a prime location for successful commerce in and out of the Caribbean. Cinde is a recognized facilitator of international production and trade of high-value goods. Enjoy doing your business in a place that offers superb technology, skilled workforce, world-class banking, reliable legal system, convenient connections, trade flows with the U.S. and Europe, proximity to South America and the Caribbean, and a good quality of life. Curacao, the Caribbean gateway to the world. Establish your business in the free zone of Curacao.